Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Quick Freeze's Game Room. Today is going to be another action figure review, and this action figure that I picked up, I've been wanting to get for a long time, but the price has just kind of been like, really up there. But I was at Toys R Us the other day, and I saw it there, and the price was still kind of, really high up. It was about $17, and I just said screw it, whatever. I picked it up anyway, and this is Sub-Zero from the new Mortal Kombat video games. And I picked this up for one of two reasons. It looks really cool, and Sub-Zero just happens to be my favorite fighter in the Mortal Kombat games. They do have other figures there as well, but for right now I just picked up Sub-Zero. So again, I just want to do an action figure review, show you the detailing, show you the articulation of this figure. So let's get started. Alright guys, this is the Sub-Zero action figure based off the new Mortal Kombat game for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. As you can tell, Sub-Zero looks very detailed inside the package. He has over 15 points of articulation, so I will be showing those off in detail to the best of my ability. But from the front of the package, like I said, he looks really cool in the package with the nice circle here with the Mortal Kombat logo in the back of the package behind him. Now on the front of the package it just says Mortal Kombat with Sub-Zero, and the warning with choking hazards that parts are not fit for children from under the age of 3. But on the back of the package right here it shows a bio of Sub-Zero right here. He's an assassin from the Lin Kuei clan. And under that bio, it shows the two other action figures in the toy line, Scorpion and Raiden. And then underneath it just says, the barcode and all the warnings for children under the age of 3 and where it was manufactured and all that wonderful stuff. So that is the front and the back of the package. Very cool. He does look kind of neat, as I already said. So let's open this up and I'll show you the figure in more detail. Alright guys, this is it. This is the Sub-Zero action figure totally out of the package, and I must say he is one detailed figure, from the straps on his wrists to the ripples in his clothing to the stitches on his vest. He is one badass figure, I must say. So, and as I showed you guys at the front of the package, it said over 15 points of articulation. Well, I counted the points of articulation that I found, and there's not 15 points of articulation, and I will point them out to you. You got 2 points of articulation in the ankles, where it basically just moves up and down, not very far. Basically, it doesn't move that much because of this little kind of like shin guard right here, doesn't move all that well. So that's 2 points of articulation. The next 2 points are in his knees. Again, they don't really move very far. They do move up and down, but they do swivel, left and right. So that is kind of cool. So that is 3 and 4. Now you got 2 more points of articulation in the thighs right here, where they do rotate left and right on both thighs. So that's 5 and 6. The ankles, the wrists, they twist left and right, on both wrists. So that is 7 and 8. You got 1 point of articulation right here in the chest area, and this doesn't really, move all that well, but I do count that as a point, so that will be 9. You got another point of articulation right here in the elbows. It basically just bends, as an L joint. It does rotate left and right as well. So that is both elbows. That is 10 and 11. And then you got the shoulders right here, which basically just go up and down, and they go, you can rotate them as much as you want. They're on a ball joint. So that is 12 and 13. Now the last point of articulation that I found is in the head. You just rotate his head left and right. It does go up and down a little bit, but not all that much. But that's really great because there's no like bobblehead feature whatsoever. But so I only found 14 points of articulation in this figure, but the points of articulation I did find, they're very stiff. You know, they're not gonna like be flimsy at all. They're not gonna break. So I'm kind of happy with this figure so far. Now, with these points of articulation, you could kind of put them in these different poses, but since they are so limited, you really can't put them in any poses yet you would see in the video game. So you can't really have them throwing like one of those ice blasts, or you can't really be doing the ice slide at all. But you know, that's okay, because this figure I'm just going to put on my shelf. I'm going to display him with my other action figures, and he's going to look really badass. Now, Sub-Zero comes with one accessory only, and that is his ice sword. And I must say, this sword, it actually is kind of cool. It's made of like a cheap plastic, so it can bend up and down. It does have some rough textures are here on the sword if you just put your finger over it. Not too rough, but not too smooth at all. Well, that kind of makes any sense, because if you think about it, Sub-Zero makes his sword at a moment's notice, just like that. So if like an enemy's coming at him, he can just quickly make it. So it makes sense that his sword is kind of just a quick fusion of the water element into this nice blade, you know, so he can quickly stab into his enemies while he's fighting in the game. So the color of the sword is obviously blue, as you can see, but there are some white paint splashes. You know, because when you think of ice, what do you think of? You used to think of light blue and a little bit of white. So that actually makes quite a bit of sense. Okay, and here we are. We got Sub-Zero holding his ice sword, and I must say he does look kind of badass holding it. You know, if you just turn him around a little bit, he does look kind of badass holding it. He does look a little menacing, which is great because I don't think of Sub-Zero as a very passive character anyway. One thing I did have a trouble with is when in hand, these fingers don't really move all that well, so it did take me quite a few tries and maybe like 5 minutes trying to get the fingers to move farther enough so I can get the sword in there. But once the sword is in there, it's not going to fall out. You can, you know, swing the hand around, it's not going to fall out. It is a little jiggly in there. You can twist it, but it's not going to fall out. Now, like I said, he doesn't really have that many points of articulations. You can't really put him in any like dramatic poses, but you can put him in some good poses where he is going to be threatening, he is going to be menacing. So overall, I highly recommend this figure. You know, like I said, he's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters in the game, and yeah, I definitely recommend you guys picking up this figure if you're into the Mortal Kombat video games. And as I showed you before, there are two other figures. There's Scorpion, which I do plan on picking up because he's my second favorite character, and there's Raiden. I don't really plan on picking up Raiden because I'm not really a fan of Raiden. So but right now I'm totally happy with Sub-Zero. So that's it, you guys. That is my action figure review for the Sub-Zero action figure based on the newest Mortal Kombat video game for the PS3 and the 360. So I'm just going to end the video here by saying I'm Quick Freeze from Quick Freeze's Game Room, and I'm here to bring gamers together one game at a time. Later, guys.